As introverted as I am, this should be awkward as fuck. Prologues in books. Apparently, some people don't read them. They argue that prologues can be a bit info-dumpy, or that they're filled with stuff that's unimportant or unnecessary to the main story. After all, if it was important, the author would be weaving it into the main story, or at least calling it Chapter 1, because Chapter 1 is where it's really at. Honestly though, it's a bit weird, isn't it? Even when a prologue is a bit info-dumpy, and those ones can be bad, it's usually done to provide some kind of context and awareness of the world that you're about to explore. Think about the Lord of the Rings movies. You don't necessarily need Galadriel's history lesson before you set off into Middle-earth, but it helps if you, like Frodo, understand the power of the ring and why it causes so much terror.
This is the One Ring, forged by the Dark Lord Sauron in the fires of Mount Doom.
And what about the prologues that are a lot less about history and more about planting seeds? When you first land in Westeros, in both the TV show and the books, you join 3 of the Night's Watch as they journey beyond the wall and travel into the frozen north. And it's with them that you first meet the White Walkers, the story's true bad guys. Not that it does much good.
I saw what I saw. I saw the White Walkers. People need to know.
The truth dies with that execution. Not for us in the audience, because we saw it too, and we know he's telling the truth. But for Ned and everyone else in Westeros, the White Walkers remain buried in the sands, well, the snows of time. Without the prologue, you'd be as oblivious as they are. And for me, that's the power of the prologue. Whether it's delving into the past or hinting at the future, it's a chance for the author to provide context, insight and foreshadowing for the story that follows. Now, as someone who doesn't have a dog in this fight, it strikes me as strange that people would risk missing out on the full experience delivered by a piece of work because of a presumption they've made over the value of a certain section of the text. Give every word a chance, is what I say. All of them. All of the time. Unless you're really not enjoying it. It's okay to DNF books. Life's too short. And on that bombshell, we come to the purpose of this prologue. This is my first chance to say, welcome to the Käda.
Slave! Will you remove your helmet and tell me your name?
My name is Anthony Mitchell, and From the Käda is my first stab at a YouTube channel. For those who don't know me, I'm a best-selling fantasy author in my house, with several published works set in the gritty, low-fantasy world of Domanska. Most recently, this includes Wolf Eater and its 2 prequel novellas, The Scars of Jon Reclaw and Glory's Gone. In the words of Father Ted, they're pretty fecking good and well worth checking out. But this is about the channel.
What is this new devilry?
The reason I decided to create this channel is because I couldn't find an author's channel delivering the kind of content that I'm interested in. I'm less interested in the top 10 things to do, or top 10 things not to do, or 10 ways to create a character, yada yada yada. I'm more interested in what drives, inspires and motivates my fellow writers. I like to see how people work and whether they do anything that could help me improve my techniques. And if no one else is going to do that, I figured I'd give it a shot myself and share my approach with the masses.
And if you do not listen, then the hell with you.
So if you're interested in my writing, or just writing in general, this is a chance to join me on the journey from having an idea to seeing it through to publication. Maybe it will inspire you to try something similar yourself, or provide a valuable lesson in what not to do. It'll probably be more of the latter, but you know.
Which one of you was a marksman at 10? Keep practicing, Bran.
If you're not interested in the process, maybe you'll stick around for the writing itself. If you enjoy a character-driven, gritty fantasy in the vein of David Gemmell or Joe Abercrombie, then hopefully you'll find a little of what you're looking for in the world of Domanska. Here on the channel I'll present exclusive readings from some of my books and stories, and I've even got ambitious plans for some audio drama along the way.
So is this the sort of story that you like?
Beyond all that, I also hope to share my thoughts on the books, TV, movies and video games that inspire my own storytelling. So if any of that sounds like your kind of thing, then please hit the like button and click subscribe. I'd really like to make this channel something real, but that only happens if people engage. So leave a like, leave a comment, and I'll respond to as much as I can. Well, that's all well and good, I hear you say, but what the hell is the Käda? Well, I'm glad you asked. To give you an idea, here is a taste of Inanna's first visit from the story of the Wolf Eater.
It was snowing again by the time they stood in the shadow of the Käda, a wicked flurry lashing at them from every angle. Though still shielded from the worst of it by the guiding hand of the will, Inanna could feel the tiny shards of ice flicking at her face. Ignoring the pain, she focused instead on the looming presence set before her. Inanna needed no eyes to see the lonely mountain towering over them, a sentinel of frozen rock standing tall in the white waste. She could feel it, nor did she need ears to hear the wind roaring down at them from the summit, though these she had. The sound filled her head with its awesome power, with the full glory of the all-song threatening to drown her thoughts.
In short, the Käda is a lone mountain standing deep in the wilderness of Domanska, far to the frozen north. It's said to be a sacred place where the gods hold council and their ideas flow out into the mortal world. Inspired by this, and despite being 100% less godly and considerably less wisdomly, I decided to give the name of the Käda to here, my writing space. Being that it's from here that the ideas of this mortal simpleton will flow out into our much more familiar world, it seemed only right to name the channel From the Käda. I'll drop videos as thick and fast as I can make them, with the aim being to land at least one a week. However,
lo, there do I see my father. Lo, there do I see my mother and my sisters and my brothers. Lo, there do I see the line of my people. Back to the beginning.
I've got all of them, plus a wife, 2 kids, and a full-time job. As such, it can be difficult to find the time for anything else. So on those days, when you're so desperate for the next video you can barely contain yourself, I just ask that you stick with me. Keep the faith and the good times will flow again. And there it is. Context, insight, foreshadowing. Everything a growing Prologue needs. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe if you enjoyed this or any of my videos. Or even if you don't, I'm really not that fussy. Until then, keep your sword sharp and your wits keen.